Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for making it to here. I'm going to be going over some highlights of the handbook, as this year has started out really interesting, of course, because of the COVID restrictions. We have not had a band meeting as of yet, a parent meeting as of yet, but you have access to these things online via our website, going to walkerhigh.org/band. If you click on the WHS Band Handbook, it will, of course, take you to the handbook that I'm flipping through right now. There's some other videos about connecting to the big three, getting connected to us via email. That's real important. Social media, and then the remind text. That's in the Band Handbook. We have some general goals and objectives, the first few pages. Membership expectations, of course, which talks about attendance to practices and so on, and performances, and these are all mandatory and graded functions that we do. Of course, we follow the policies that the school does regarding illness or death in the family, doctor's appointments, and so on. We ask that you schedule the doctor's appointments around our practices because they are very limited, especially this year. There's ways of documenting those things and emailing us, letting us know. The grading policy is there. It's the same for every class at Walker High with the weighting system. Our expectations is listed next. The thing I see there in bold is just if you want to be able to secure your locker, just bring a combination lock. That's important that we get that combination in case you forget the combination. All right, the next thing that you go to is the fees, of course. Depending on exactly what we're able to do this year is what we'll be able to charge. But right now, of course, we've got $150 for the fall semester, and then we will charge whatever is necessary in the spring up to the $300 that would normally be. Some things I want you to pay attention to on this page are the additional items to purchase, such as the long black socks. No short socks. They have to be long. They can't be the little shortcut socks. Black dress pants. We don't want jeans or tight fitting or skinny style type of clothing. And a plain black belt. All of this will be used at the first game, which for this year is now October 2nd. We don't usually play at the Jamboree, so October 2nd will be our first game. Game day procedures. It's real important, as we've been doing thus far, is that you pick up your children in the parking lot off of Burgess Avenue. We don't want to come back in the drop off on the side of the band room. It creates great congestion back there. So make sure you're picking up and dropping off, for that matter, in the Burgess parking lot. Make sure you don't block any buses that happen to be there also. This year, right now, we're very restricted on the traveling, so I'm going to go ahead and skip all of that. Part of the grade, we will have an inspection. Of course, they need to have all of the correct clothes on and so forth, and have their hair put up in a certain way. Girls, I know, will put their hair up with a hair tie. So just make sure that we are doing those things. We just had our letter jacket sizing. If you didn't get to do that at the appropriate time, you can definitely get in contact with that company that's doing that. Or volunteering. The next thing I'm going to be doing is getting volunteers. Of course, we didn't have band camp for this year, but we will, now that we're having the football games, we will have the concession stand, we will have hydration, logistics, trailers, and runners. We will have a few people that will need to help with some of the moving things around for our home games. But as of right now, we're not traveling to away games. So sorry, guys and ladies that usually help with that. We're going to have a uniform fit day at some point that I will announce. We will need help with snacks and food. So be on the lookout for that. Donations, fundraising, photography, and video for someone that'll be able to video our performance that we will hopefully have at halftime. So be looking for those things on Charms. As a volunteer, you will click on the volunteer tab, and then you'll see things that I'll put on there. There's an explanation right here for charms that's in the handbook. I also have some videos posted online that can definitely help you understand what it is, and then of course get logged in and then update your information, like your email address and your phone number, which you'll need in case you forget your password. All right, some important forms that you need to fill out. If you're already connected to the email, this is probably unnecessary, but you can go ahead and fill that out. The most important thing that you can do is found on page 13, and that's the info and consent for medical treatment. This is when we are on campus, or if we're off campus, if we're allowed to travel at some point. This allows us to know, some particulars, if are there allergies and so on and so forth. It gives us the medical conditions, the doctor's insurance company, just in case something happens and we're in a 911 situation, and so we're able to respond very, very, very easily, and then of course get in contact with you regarding those things. So please fill this form out along with the page that's right before it if you need to add some email addresses to the email list. But please fill this out and send it back as soon as possible. And that's the highlights of the handbook. Thank you.